Hello, everyone. What's good, everyone? I'm not going to be on here long because, oh my God, I always say that, but whatever. I'm not going to be on here too long. I wasn't planning on coming on here. I had to reschedule a lot because it's just a lot's going on. But um, I think I've held my tongue for long enough that I just need to say something about this. This is starting to get really, really ridiculous to me. And I'm not laughing at anyone else but myself because it's hard for me not to uh, say how I feel. And it's hard for me to bite my tongue. I'm not one to do that. So I hope everyone is having a good Tuesday. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Dawn. I can't see anybody else. Hi, Shelly. I think that's as far as I can go up. I hope you guys are all doing well. Well, um, I was feeling really bad about my friend, so I went and got my hair done. Well, I do my own hair, but I have to go get the stuff to do it. And I've just been sitting back and watching some things, and I just have to say something about this. And I'm sure you guys have too, because you guys seen the title of my live. And first off, I want to say that, and I know that you guys know this, but I'm going to make this very, very clear. I don't want anyone in the chat, not saying that you guys would, because you guys are always very respectable in my chat, very respectable and classy. You respect how I do things on my channel, and I genuinely appreciate that. But I just want to forewarn you guys, I do not want anyone making any kind of derogatory remarks or comments about Mrs. Porter, because I do believe that she has some type of disability. She says that. I just also think that people are not giving this woman enough credit. She is smarter than what you guys think, or than what people think. Like, a lot of people keep saying, oh my God, she's this, she's that, and she has a disability. No. I believe she has a disability, but I also believe this is a highly intelligent woman. She knows what she's doing. Let's just start off by saying that. But I don't want anybody making fun of her in any way, shape, or form. So I just want to make that clear. If you do, you will be warned and then blocked. But I also always make it clear to you guys that I grew up with people who are mentally challenged. My mother was a nurse for 30 years for the mentally challenged. So I know, I've been around that. And that's not what, obviously, Mrs. Porter's not mentally challenged. I do believe that she has disabilities. However, I don't believe that this woman, she's very calculated and she knows exactly what she's doing. And what my problem is that she's hurting people. The way she's talking about people, she's genuinely, I feel like, hurting people. And that's why I have to say something about it. And first off, I'm going to start off by saying I remember watching Mrs. Porter, probably maybe, is it when Kim and Crafton interviewed her? It might have been that. But I remember when her and Natasha were going at it. And I remember me and Natasha weren't talking again at this time. But I remember Natasha, hey, Robbie, how are you? Hey, I'm a Clover, the Scoop with Barb, Miss Beautiful. How are you? Shannon in Arizona. But I remember when that whole back and forth thing was going. And obviously I've sat back and I've observed. And then Natasha welcomed her back into her community after all of the things that she did to Natasha. Now, if it was me, I would never let that woman into my community. That shows you right there where Natasha's heart is. And right around that time, maybe weeks after, maybe a month after, I don't know, because even though Natasha and I didn't talk, I still watch Natasha, and I used to always see Mrs. Portland on Natasha's panel. She knows how to act. On Natasha's panel, she acted perfectly fine. She knows what right from wrong is. Okay. She was perfectly fine. Funny, charismatic. Okay. So, one thing I can tell you is when I did, I've been on panel with her before, because when I did become cool with Natasha again, she's came on panel when I was on panel, and we've spoken, we've said words, and she was very nice. Um, but I still obviously sat back and observe, and I've watched Natasha's community be very, very good to her. Okay. And then I was in the chat when she got mad because Natasha was live, and Natasha was talking about her aunt. She just recently lost her aunt. And she was talking about that and, just pretty much venting to her community, talking about her feelings, which is something that Natasha does a lot. It's not anything new. And Mrs. Portland was in somebody's chat, and whoever's chat she was in, they made her mad. So she came into Natasha's chat, and she was trying to tell everybody, what happened. And I wasn't watching everything, but somewhere along the lines, Mrs. Portland got upset because Natasha didn't personally call her out. She didn't say Mrs. Portland's name, but she did say, I don't care what happened over in any other community. This is not about you. This is about me. If you have a problem, take it over to your own channel. That's perfectly a sane thing to ask, especially if you're talking about something as serious and traumatic as losing a loved one that you were very close to. That makes sense. That why would you come in and deter the chat from what Natasha's talking about? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you guys, like, if I'm talking about something, I can see you guys talking here and there, and it may get off topic, and it depends on what I'm talking about. But if I'm talking about something like tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about domestic DV. I'm going to be talking about that. If I look in the chat and you guys are talking about, I don't know, flirting with each other, or a guy and a girl flirting with each other, and you guys are talking about something very, very different, I'm going to be pissed. This is my channel. And you come into my chat, you better be talking about what I'm talking about. And if you're not talking about what I'm talking about and you're not interested, then you shouldn't be in my chat. It's very simple. This is Teaya Symone. This is the Teaya Symone channel. So I understand why Natasha said that. And I think it was somebody else too that was upset. But the point is that where was I? Mrs. Portland didn't like that. She didn't like the fact that she was told to go on her own channel and talk about that. And from that day, and this was maybe, did this happen last week sometime? I don't know. You guys can correct me. This happened last week sometime. Since that day, I'm going to say for the past week, she has literally been bashing Natasha and her community. Okay. And like I said, I have watched this woman. I try not to watch her too much because she really ticks me off. She really, really upsets me because I literally watch her tell blatant lies, you guys. That the blatant lies, it's ridiculous. Like, first of all, as being a creator, you are responsible for what you say on your platform, okay? And when you are opening your mouth and pretty much saying, literally, there was one live that I watched where she printed out all of Natasha's history from back in the day, printed it out, went live to show everybody, and she literally said out of her mouth that Natasha was involved with a missing child, with a missing girl, that Natasha was involved with that. Now, she may have meant something else, but that's not what she said. And you can't do stuff like that. You cannot go on your live and literally say to your subs, okay, and we'll get to that in a minute, but you literally said to your subs, she's responsible for a missing child. When in reality, Natasha was helping the parents of that missing child. Then she said something that I've never heard her say before, even for a long time that I've been watching Natasha, her being on Natasha's panel with everything that Mrs. Porter talks about. She has vaginal cancer and that she's taken radiation. She literally has just been telling lie after lie. She keeps saying that Natasha's community is bashing her and they're stalking her and they're slandering her. And Natasha's community, from what I've sat back and watched, from day one of her leaving, okay, the day that Natasha buried her aunt, Mrs. Portland was demanding an apology for Natasha telling her to go to her own channel and talk about whatever problems that she has. Mrs. Portland was demanding an apology. Natasha's community was very respectable to her and very empathetic as far as you got your feelings hurt. I understand, but you have to understand that Natasha's going through something really serious right now. Just give her some time. Just wait a little bit. Just, let her grieve, for goodness sakes. Let her grieve. Natasha's community was being nothing but supportive, telling her, we still want you in our community. We adore you. We like your coloring, things like that. We don't want you to leave. They were being nothing but nice to her from the comments that I read. And Mrs. Porter, just because somebody leaves a comment under your live does not mean that they're stalking you. When you make a live as a creator, people are going to comment, and it may be a comment of them disagreeing with you. But guess what? Welcome to the world of being a creator. When you're a creator, you're not going to like everything that people say down in the comments. Be grateful when people say things in the comment at all in the comment section, because it's not anything but engagement. Excuse me. But at the same time, anybody who leaves you a comment, and it could be something literally like correcting her on her lies, not correcting her, but calling her out, saying, wait a minute, Mrs. Porter, we've never been mean to you. We haven't been bashing you. We haven't been slandering you. And automatically they're harassing her. That's not right. And if she can get up on a panel and be perfectly fine, which she was on Natasha's panels all the time, if she can get up on a panel and not her own panel on her own channel and talk and act the way that she is and the way that she's calling people out, well, guess what? People have a right to call her out. Mrs. Porter's not protected because supposedly she has a mental disability. Okay, she has a mental disability. Y'all don't know that I don't have a mental disability. You don't know who has a mental disability and who doesn't unless they tell you. I completely understand that Mrs. Porter has a mental disability, but that doesn't give her the right to walk around slandering people and slandering people's name in that way. That's wrong. And I don't care what anybody says. She knows what right from wrong is. And if you just watch her, and even if you take it all the way back, and that's what I do before I even speak on somebody, I take it a little bit back to see, is this new behavior? No, this is a pattern for her. And at the end of the day, Mrs. Porter has gotten a lot of support and money from Natasha's community. You can't sit here and tell me that that woman doesn't know what she's doing. And that's why I say maybe it's time for her to back off a little bit. But even me saying that, I'm harassing her. That's not harassment. That is somebody's opinion, and everyone is entitled to it. And when you put yourself out there as a creator, people are going to have their opinions. And just because they put their opinions in the comment section does not mean they're harassing you. Now, if anybody is doxing her, or I hear her saying that, people are sending her emails, they're doxing her. She is very good, in my opinion, in playing the victim. She's got that down packed. Now, I don't know who these people are in her, whatever you want to call it, community, what the fuck ever. I don't know who these people are. I was inclined to believe that these were alts. I really feel like some of the people were alts, like a part of different hate channels that are trying to get back at Natasha. So her, Mrs. Porter and Natasha aren't getting along right now. And I just feel like these people in the chat they're egging her on. They're constantly. So to me, that's what I initially thought, but I don't know. You guys can tell me what you think about that, because the people in the chat, like when I would look at the names, some of the names said Edith Bunker, Archie Bunker, things like that. And I'm just like, something ain't right with this, because you have all these people subscribing to her. And I do know she said she was buying subscribers. I know that that's against terms of service. I do know she said that she was buying subscribers, but there are also people, not bots in there, okay, that are amping her up, egging her on, people that don't know Natasha, where she's slandering her, saying, she makes. That's another thing you have to be careful with. That is slander. You're basically saying that she is making people give her money. She makes her community. So then you have people in the comment section like, oh my God, are you serious? She should go to jail for that. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, I don't know who these new people are, but it's very sus to me, because I have more subscribers. I have almost, I don't know, 2,000, whatever. I have more subscribers than Mrs. Porter. And although I don't go live very much, when you don't go live very much, you're not going to get that much exposure. You're not in the algorithm. You have to work yourself into the algorithm. That's just the way it works. Mrs. Porter didn't hardly go live until a week ago. And you're telling me that one day she has 300 people in the chat. Now, good for her. Go, Mrs. Porter. I'm happy for you. 300 people in the chat. That's awesome. But that's still sus to me, because when you are not in the algorithm, it's very hard for people to find you. And it's also hard for people to find you when you don't have 1,000 subscribers or up, if you guys understand what I mean as a creator. She has admitted twice on videos that she has purchased subs from some website. Yes, I seen that video where somebody said, that she purchases subs, and they clips it, and I do agree that there might be some channels that, could be a little bit nicer in what they're trying to convey, but a majority of the channels, really, all they're doing is calling her out on her lies. You know what I'm saying? Because she'll literally, and then also, all she does is dirty delete. That's all she does. And I think now, obviously, she realizes that once you hit 1,000 subscribers, if you want to get monetized, you have to have 4,000 watch hours and stuff like that. So maybe now she's keeping her videos. But up until a couple days ago, all she did was dirty delete. And then you have all these people subscribing to her. Huh? She never had any content on her channel. So how does that make sense? Make it make sense, But you're not going to get to that point if you don't have any content. You know what I mean? Okay, sorry that I missed some of your comments. She thinks she is going to make lots of money, but she probably spent more buying subs, StreamYard, microphone, etc. than she will make anytime soon. If she keeps deleting her videos, then she will never be monetized. Right, Robbie, that's what I'm saying. she's never going to get monetized if she keeps dirty deleting. But I do see that maybe she's not anymore. But I'm just saying all of the like slanderous things that she's saying, um, it's not okay. Like I've never seen anybody lie like that before. And I've seen some pretty shitty things here on YouTube before and a lot of liars here on YouTube. But watching her, it's like a train wreck. I'm not even joking. Like watching her, I'm just sitting there like, wait a minute. You just said, did you seriously just say Natasha was involved in a kidnapping? Are you serious? Are you seriously saying that Natasha's community is harassing you just because they're leaving comments, really pretty much trying to talk her down, asking her, please don't do this, Mrs. Porter, things like that. And now, probably after a week of her, if anything, she's the one who's harassing because now after a week of her, bashing and bashing, finally, I'm sure that Natasha's community is like, wait a minute, this is enough. Because when you see somebody constantly lying, it bothers you. It really does. It bothers you when you see somebody constantly telling lies on you. Her subs are getting irritated already when she goes live, then yells at trolls, then ends live within 2 minutes, then 5 minutes later repeat. Yeah, that's that's crazy. Look what she did to Miss Beautiful Mess. Yes, that's another thing. Now, Miss Beautiful Mess, I just found her. She's amazing. I really, really like her channel, and she has a very beautiful voice. She has a very beautiful voice. So definitely check out her channel. She's amazing. But she literally lied on Miss Beautiful Mess and said that I'm pretty sure Miss Beautiful Mess has a business, okay, which is paparazzi. And she lied on Miss Beautiful Mess. She lied on her business. You can't do that. You can't slander somebody's business like that. You can't do that. She said that Miss Beautiful Mess did not send her something that she paid for. Am I correct? No. I defended Mrs. Portland, and now she says she doesn't want me in her chat whatsoever. You look so pretty. Love your hair. Thank you, Goose. She did what? She did that was horrible. Yeah, that was horrible. I have paparazzi jewelry. Yes, I'm definitely going to be ordering from Miss Beautiful Mess as well because I love jewelry. But yeah, she lied on Miss Beautiful Mess. I've just seen so much, you guys. There's just so much. Like I could be here forever. And like I said, I know this woman knows what she's doing. I know she does. This is not a woman, and then I sit there and think like her husband literally sits back and watches this. And then one day she's live and she's like, hold on, you guys. Sorry. One day she's live and she's like, fuck you, fuck everybody. And then she comes on 5 minutes later and she's perfectly fine. Now, you guys understand where that's coming from. But also, when you get on a live and you say that you're going to get out your life insurance policy because you're just so tired of people harassing you and saying horrible things about you, and you say you're going to get your life insurance policy because you're done and it's over, and you say things like that, there is going to be somebody out there that's going to be concerned and they're going to call a wellness check on you. They are, out of concern. They're going to be concerned, like, oh my gosh, please, you're saying things like that. You have to be careful with what you say, and you don't get on your channel and say those types of things and think that there's no consequences to that. You're pretty much threatening to do something, like people aren't stupid. They know what that means. It's just, and she's talking about drinking a lot. But then, obviously with her, mental disabilities, the medication she's on, you're not supposed to mix that with alcohol. We all know that. Like, there's just so much to this woman. It's like, we could be here for hours. We could be here for hours. She has wished the C word on a creator's child. She's brutal, and she says the most meanest, hurtful things. And the sad thing about it is that you cannot excuse those things by saying, well, she has a mental disability. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. She's not the only one who has feelings. Other people have feelings too. You can't get on here and say these horrible, awful, hurtful things to people and think that others are supposed to just sit there and say, oh, well, she can say whatever she wants. Now, listen, it's very easy we can ignore her. We can all ignore her. I could ignore her. But at the same time, it's a very hard situation, because when somebody's constantly lying, like literally today, she is saying another creator, now she won't say the creator's name, but we all know she's talking about Natasha. She's basically saying that Natasha doxed her because somebody put her address or something in the chat. Natasha ain't thinking about you, sweetheart. She don't care. She wants you out of her community. She doesn't want anything to do with you, and she's not thinking about you, period. You are irrelevant to her. She's got enough shit going on. She ain't worried about you. She doesn't care you're irrelevant to her. So she's not going to be in your motherfucking chat doxing you. She don't care about you, period. And that's what you want. To me, I feel like she keeps doing this to antagonize Natasha. She keeps doing this because she wants to get a reaction out of Natasha. In my opinion, I think the last time Natasha went live a couple days ago, I think she was pissed that Natasha didn't mention her name, because Natasha didn't. Oh, thank you, Robbie. That's so sweet. Thank you for the super chat, babe. Love ya. You're so sweet, my fellow Gemini. But yeah, that's what she did. Natasha don't give a fuck about you. Just stop. I don't know who's doxing you. I wouldn't be surprised if she's doing it to herself. I'm sorry, you guys. This woman is very calculated. She knows what she's doing. She just does. And I feel bad. I don't want people making fun of her or anything like that, because that's not right. But when you get on here as a creator and you're saying these horrible, hurtful, awful things, and you keep saying Natasha's community is antagonizing or harassing you, you're going to call the police. Then you sit there and say that it was a doxing, or that's what it is. She's saying that Natasha doxed her child. She's trying to say Natasha doxed her child, took pictures of her child off of Facebook and doxed her. Doxed her child. And now she's going to go to the police because her child is a minor. First of all, I thought you said your child was 18. Which is it? Okay. Second of all, okay, where's your proof that this is Natasha? It's like every time she goes live, it's something different. And 1 minute it's fuck all of you, blah, 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 blah. And I think the biggest problem is the people in her chat, all you guys are doing is enabling her. That's it. You are enabling this bad behavior. I understand that some of you don't really know how she really is, and you don't know her past and you don't know her history, but maybe it's time for you to look it up, because there are plenty of videos out there showing what type of woman she is. And trust and believe, you guys, I have tried to give this woman the benefit of the doubt. I really have. And then she starts talking about Natasha's racist. Okay. Oh, thank you, Shannon in Arizona. That means so much. Thank you so much, beautiful. Thank you. what was she talking about? She's talking. There's just so much, you guys. I get stuck. Like, and I feel bad for Natasha's community, to be honest with you, because I know how good you guys were to her. I know how supportive a lot of a lot of you who are a part of Natasha's community in here. I know how good you guys were to her. And that's hurtful. Okay? That's hurtful when you hear somebody saying, fuck you guys, quit harassing me, quit doing this. You guys keep talking about me. You guys keep doing this. But that's okay. That's okay. And like I said, the people in her chat, you're enabling this behavior. And I understand that you might think that she's being bullied. A lot of them people who are new may think that she's being bullied. She's not. She's not being bullied. Everything that she says out of her mouth is a lie. I don't even think this woman is capable of telling the truth. Oh, and then you talk about Natasha as a racist. Okay. That happened 3 years ago. Okay. The remark that she said, okay, but yet you have a video out there too, Mrs. Portland, where you said horrible things. Now, I'm not going to, you know, bash you for it because I think it was years ago, but you can't very well talk about somebody saying a racist comment when you said something pretty bad, really bad, and it's out there. All you got to do is look. All you got to do is type in her name and it comes up. It's crazy. And then, like, this is the one live that I was watching where she's sitting there bashing Natasha, saying, Natasha, she doesn't do anything. She just sits there. Her daughter cooks. She never cooks. She never lifts a finger. And she makes everybody, all her community gives her money and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there thinking, didn't you say you don't cook, that your husband does all the cooking? And yes, she did, Jennifer W. She even said things about Natasha's aunt who passed away. She said something about Natasha's children. She was supposed to make a coloring page or something for Natasha's daughter. She literally goes on her lives and said, I burned it all. Anything that Natasha's community has sent to her, she's burning it. She put it in the fireplace. This woman is very, very mean. So how can people sit there and excuse this behavior? How can people sit there and say, well, she does have a mental disability? Okay. What's your point? If you're going to come on here and do these kind of nasty things, maybe the internet is just not the place for you. If you're going to get mad when everybody leaves a comment in your comment section and it's not exactly what you want to hear, so you're going to call that harassment, the internet's not YouTube isn't the place for you. You're not meant to be a creator, period. Then she goes over to Kelly the Advocate's community, and people were just trying to look out for Kelly the Advocate because obviously I would hope, okay, that if I didn't know this woman and she came over to my channel, I would hope that people would do the same for me. If it's just one or two people, I might overlook it. But if it's more like if it's a series of comments saying, please be careful, she will suck all the life out of you. Please be careful. Please, then I probably am going to say, no, I'm going to back off. But then I'm going to do my due diligence and do my own research and come up with my own opinion. And from my own opinion, this woman knows exactly what she is doing. And it is very, very frustrating, infuriating to watch. Okay, she's done the same thing with Kim and Crafton in their community. They helped her, sent her stuff for Christmas. This woman knows what she's doing, you guys. Okay, she knows. And it is heartbreaking because it didn't have to be this way for her, right? She could have, just stayed in Natasha's community. Everything would have been all good. If you obviously have a problem with the attention, because that's what it seems to me, that she wants all the attention to be on her. And obviously, Natasha can't give her that attention right now because Natasha's got her own shit going on, her own traumatic things going on in her life. So, therefore, if you feel like you weren't getting enough attention off Natasha, then maybe just step aside and do your own thing until Natasha comes back. I don't know. But to sit there and get mad because, and it's not even if Natasha was calling her out. You know what I'm saying? But okay, Robbie. Whoops. Okay, I'm gonna read your guys' comments now. I'm sorry. Does anybody have anything to say up on the panel? Because I can open the panel if you guys do have anything to say. But I am just so shocked because even when I initially first seen this woman, I seen some of the things that she had did in the past, but it seemed like she was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it seemed like she was on the, you know, she was thriving in Natasha's community and doing her coloring pages and very respectable and like I said, funny when she would go up on Natasha's panel and she was always on Natasha's panel. So I'm like, she seems like she's finally getting it together. That was just a huge bust because she's not. I respect all who didn't get along with Natasha that have backed off during this time who would fight. Darn it, that just went away. Hold on. Who would fight with someone who lost a close relative? Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it just seems like this woman doesn't have any kind of compassion and empathy. If she's not the center of attention, then she's going to do whatever it takes to be the center of attention, even if it means talking nasty and evil to people. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that I can find it. But Mrs. P spiraled when Cameron Crafton took a week off of YouTube and she turned on them and she did some with Natasha. How to take it a little time. Yeah. Okay, Robbie. She has definitely I don't know. It just seemed like she was cool and then, something happened with uh she just didn't like the fact that she wasn't the center of attention. And there's just been so many lies that I've caught her in, and I feel bad, you know, because I've watched it. We all have watched how nice she was treated, how nicely she was treated, how much she was supported. And now the things that she has been saying, the slanderous things that she has been saying, like, this is enough. And to me, because the people in the chat keep talking and, egging her on, um, to me, it's only gonna get worse before it gets better. Because in a way, it seems like, and there's another creator who said this too. It seems like she may have some kind of obsession with Natasha in a way, because it's been nonstop, you guys, for days. And like, how can you do something like that to someone in their community who was so nice to you? There are no other communities that would have ever wanted anything to do with her because of the things that she's done. A lot of people have seen the things that she's done. Then I treat Ms. Point as kindly and sweetly as possible, and all she's done is lied about us all. And I'm sorry that that's happened to you guys. I'm really sorry. Like, it's not, you guys don't deserve that. Sorry, guys, I had to listen to a message. Thank you so much for that. That means a lot. I didn't know that. That's very interesting. I got to listen to that a little bit more closely when I get done with this because, I'm not really familiar, you guys, with YouTube's algorithm. Like, I don't know it like that, but I do know I find it kind of sus how somebody like her. I mean, I know a lot of people know her. I get that. But just, the way that she's constantly lying and things like that, I know that there's a lot of people who try to steer clear of her. But I don't know. I just find that weird. I don't know. Like, okay, when you buy subscribers, I don't know about when you buy subscribers. You're just amazing, Robbie. I don't know how it is when you buy subscribers, but are they bots or do they talk? I'm glad Tasha had me come back here. Oh, thank you, Emma Clover. I appreciate you. You're awesome. You're a sweetheart and gorgeous. Yeah, she's mimicking everything Natasha does. It's very sick. Yeah, because I feel like when Natasha was crying the other day, then she went on her live right after Natasha and she was crying. And she tried to say that Natasha brought her up. Natasha didn't say a word about her. Nothing. Not one word. But I think that pissed her off. It's totally against terms of service to buy subs. I'd imagine they're bots. Right, Robbie. But what I'm saying is if they're bots, wouldn't they be talking like robotic, like kind of off topic? I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know. The channel Financial Wolf has a really good video about buying subs, and he did it. And what happens. Okay, I will check that out because I don't know anything about buying subs. All I know is it's sus. Her chat is sus to me. And to me, at first, I'm like, those are all alts. Those are all alts that are hate channels that are trying to piss Natasha off. But then as I look, I think some are, but the majority, because her subscriber count is going up. Great. That's wonderful. I'm happy for you. There are no haters. Okay, nobody's hating on you, Mrs. Portland. Nobody. We all want to see you do good, but we don't want you being so mean and hateful to everyone. That's what we don't want. But if you're doing good and you're on your channel and you're doing content and you're coloring, which you're amazing at coloring, you're awesome at it. I've seen the coloring pictures. You are bomb. Okay? The bomb diggity, the bomb motherfucking.com. Okay? So if you're on your channel doing all that shit, we're happy for you. Nobody's hating on you. People are just upset because you're saying really mean, evil, despicable. I didn't say that right. Just horrible, mean, and hateful things. And people are going to get pissed off because of that. And if you don't want people talking about you, then quit talking about other people. Usually you lose the bot subs pretty fast. Oh, really? Well, I'm definitely going to watch that channel that was recommended, and I'm not doing it. Like, I would never ever risk my channel for that. No. But I'm curious about it because if she bought subs, then it would make sense to me. But then I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Okay, let me go up a little bit. It really affects mental health, and I've been watching I'm Not Sub, but I cannot believe all the mess that has gone down. Wow, just wow. Not a Life Coach says, yes, Lynn, and I hope YouTube gets involved at some point. People are going to call in welfare checks and the police are going to get sick of it, right? Because if she keeps coming on her channel and when you're making those kind of threats, people do care and they don't want to see anything happen to you, Mrs. Porter. So people are going to be concerned when you do these kinds of things. And to me, I wonder, maybe she doesn't remember. That's the only way that I could give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she doesn't remember the things that she says because she's so mad or something. Then something's got to give here. I wonder about her husband. He's literally just sitting and watching and not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a woman who is obviously filled with hate right now. And, you know, I know that coloring makes her happy. So why not do those types of things? Why just come on constantly saying these mean and hateful things? And you cannot get mad when you say these mean and hateful things and people in the comments are trying to defend themselves. It really, really hurts when you've been good to somebody and they turn their back on you just because they didn't get their way. You turn your back on them and you just start bashing and slandering people over and over and over again. People that were so nice and good to you. That's not right. No matter what your situation is. Like, for real, like, it's starting to get out of control now, and it has to be getting out of control to a point. I watched Mrs. Porter months ago, never said anything about her. But when you see her constantly, and Natasha and Natasha's community is not the only community that she's brought up. Even after she went on Kelly the Advocate's channel, she started slandering and bashing her. Just because she was mad that the people in the comment sections were just trying to warn Kelly. Kelly's a grown woman. She's going to do what she wants to do. But in the same sense, when that many people are warning you, you're probably going to want to have to do your, and Kelly probably did her own research and was like, I don't want to be involved with that, you know? Mrs. P is encouraging her to be mean. He goes back and hold on. Why do these comments? Hold on. And he buys her liquor when she spirals. He's not a healthy support for her. You're probably right, Miss Tina. See, a lot of you guys, a lot of you guys, and even if you're from Natasha's community, you guys know her better than I do. All I know is from what I've seen from this point forward, as far as, the weeks that Natasha and I started talking again, and I've seen how wonderful you guys were to her, and this is speaking to anybody who is a part of Natasha's community. I've seen how wonderful you guys are and was to her. And even when she left, you guys were still very kind and respectable to her. And the fact that she is just shitting on everybody, that's the problem that I have. It's not okay to be this mean and brutal to people who've done nothing but treat you with kindness and respect. That's when it's time to unplug from the web, to me. And I know people love to watch drama and they love to get on and just, people love a train wreck. They want to watch it. But in the same sense, all you're doing is enabling this woman. All you are doing is pretty much cheering this woman on because she, in her mind, obviously she knows what she's doing is working, because if it wasn't working, her sub count wouldn't be going up, minus the fact that she could be buying subs. But regardless, she is smart and she knows that if she keeps doing this, her subs count is going to keep going up, right? But it's trolls doing it and they are loving it. I think so. Save the drama. I really do. I think a lot of the people who are in there are part of a lot of hate channels. We really did try so hard. I felt so bad for her because she really doesn't have any social skills and really wanted to try gently to help her. I get it, Jelly Bear, 100%. She cries bodily harm. Right. You can't keep doing wrong and think you're always going to be forgiven. Every time it's going to be harder and harder to get forgiveness. I agree. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think that Natasha is going to ever welcome her back into her community. I really don't. And I don't blame Natasha. Once you start talking about, somebody's deceased relative and saying horrible things and saying you don't care that anything happens to them, and then you throw their kids into it and say you burned their coloring page and things like that, that's when you've crossed the line. So I can completely understand if Natasha never lets her back into her community. She doesn't need to be back. That, to me, it's toxic. It's very toxic. I watch so many people feed into her sense of learned helplessness and knew it was coming. Yeah, I think a lot of people did. I feel like, hey, Brandy, here's what I feel like. I feel like maybe she just needs to get off the internet for a while and seek the help that she needs. Instead of getting on the internet venting and yelling at everyone and saying that you hope everyone goes to hell and saying all these mean and hurtful things, how about picking up the phone and making an appointment with your counselor, turning off the computer and waiting for that appointment? Like, seek, the help that you need, because it's obvious when you're going back and forth um on your channel like this, when you're doing that back and forth thing, um it's obvious to everyone else. But then it's different if you think in your mind that this woman doesn't know what she's doing. Because at the end of the day, this woman is constantly talking about she has a mental disability, she has a mental disability. And when a person is constantly bringing that up, that's them using that for an excuse. But it's not excusable. This type of hate behavior is not excusable for anybody. Period. I don't care what anybody has done to you. It's not excusable for you to come on the internet and just say these mean and hateful things and bash these people the way that you have been. That's, to me, I wish YouTube cared more. I wish YouTube would start stepping in on some of these creators and stopping this. I would never, like, there was one live that I watched of hers, because I try to watch as much as I can, but I can only watch so much because it infuriates me. But, one time she came on and she had on her makeup and she had a nice, cute little outfit on, and she was looking cute. I'm like, okay, you go, Mrs. P. And she's like, I just wanted to feel pretty. Stop. Why couldn't you just leave it there? Welcome, Haley Green. Thanks for stopping by, sweetie. Okay, you just wanted to feel pretty. Stop. Put on the brakes. Put on the brakes. Why did you have to say? Because everybody keeps attacking me and everybody keeps telling me how horrible and awful and ugly I am and how I look so horrible. Nobody has said that. That's a lie. That's a lie. And she was doing it, okay? So why not say, I just want to feel pretty today? That's it, right? Don't say nothing else. We all have those days. You know what I'm saying? And trust and believe, if you think that that's the only thing that people are going to say, people are going to say mean and hateful things to you, especially when you're a creator and you put yourself out there like that. But nobody has, from what I've seen, nobody has ever said, you're ugly, Mrs. P, you're this. I've never seen that. Anything I see in her chat, which anybody who disagrees with her, she deletes it. You know what I'm saying? She dirty deletes constantly. She dirty deletes her videos. She dirty deletes comments. Like, and just because somebody's commenting in your comment section and they're saying something to you or disagreeing with you does not mean they're harassing you. That's not harassment. Thank you, Haley. That's so sweet. You're so sweet. Well, that's true. It's just people who usually they don't say anything to anyone and they leave a note. I know they have done this on live, like Instagram, but supposedly they don't announce it all the time. Read some of these comments. She does need to be called out. Every time and consistently, she needs to realize the rules do apply to her. She is not protected. Exactly. She is not a protected class, and words have power, and they are taken seriously. 100%. 100%. And that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of channels who are calling her out, and I've watched a lot of them. I'm a Clover. She's been calling her out too because it pisses you off, and definitely subscribe to I'm a Clover. She's been calling her out. a lot of people have, because how can you not? How can you not? Even me, and I don't even like getting on here just talking about somebody that I've never really interacted with that much. But now she's a creator. Guess what? Now she has over 1,000 subs. You are responsible for your own actions. And when you're here on YouTube, other people who say the things that you say, well, YouTube really doesn't do what they're supposed to do, in my opinion. But at the same time, you should be taken down for the stuff that you have said. I know, and she's been threatening this for months. I've seen, and that means she is just trying to get attention that offends people who really are suicidal. Exactly. And then another thing too, you're sitting there talking about Natasha makes her people give her money. She was perfectly fine with it when she was cool with Natasha. I've seen lives, okay? I've seen her be on Natasha's panel and say, it's Natasha's business. It's none of you guys' business what she does with her money. Her community is not stupid, blah, 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 blah. Quit talking. But now she's making people give her money. You can't say stuff like that. That is huge slander. And this is Natasha's business, period. You're slandering her name. You're slandering her business. I have a child with a mild intellectual disability, and my husband and I always sit down with him and we counsel him when he does wrong. That's awesome, Serenity. Now, my middle child, he's highly intelligent, but he does have ADD. And then my firstborn, he had a mental disability, learning disability in math. And sometimes his comprehension was a little bit off. Like, he's gotten a lot better since he's gotten older. But the point is that there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. And obviously, to me, I really feel like with Mrs. P, I've noticed with her, I don't think I think she is maybe a pathological liar, because in no sense of the word am I a counselor or anything like that. So that's a disclaimer. I'm just saying that the lies come so easily out of her mouth, but when she lies and she tells lie after lie after lie, she forgets about the other things that she said prior. Like, she said her dad passed away a year ago, but I could have sworn she said that her dad passed away a while ago, not a year ago. I could be wrong about that. And even the fact that she keeps talking about, what about me? Everything is about her, it seems like. Like, she literally was talking about Natasha's live that she did recently, and how, Natasha's talking about how stressed she is. And she goes on her channel, she's crying the same as Natasha was crying, but Natasha's tears were real. Okay, when you cry, tears run down your face. That they do. They weren't running down her face. So you're sitting there saying, what about me? What about me? What about me? It's not about you. And also, you're saying that Natasha lost her aunt. What about me? I lost my dad. Okay, did you just lose your dad 2 weeks ago? No, you didn't. He passed in 2020. She said last Christmas. Okay, she's also, you guys, this woman has told so many lies. This woman knows what she's doing. Okay. Even when she was a part of Kim and Crafton's community, she literally said that her son still lived with her. But now the story has changed. She's gotten a lot of things from a lot of people. And I really feel like in a lot of ways, she's mad at herself. And instead of being the bigger person and saying, you know what, I made a mistake. I should never have bashed Natasha like this. I should never have talked about her community like this. Her community was nothing but good to me. Instead of her apologizing, she's doubling down, and she's being and saying very hurtful and nasty things. But I feel like deep down, she's mad at herself, because people in Natasha's community were giving her money, were helping her, were being nothing but supportive to her, was giving her positive, reinforcement, positive, encouragement, nothing but positive towards her. And the moment something doesn't go her way, she blows, she just, my freaking, I have a 6-year old. He's now 6. He just turned 6 on the 11th. I have a 6-year old who has more self control than Mrs. P. Okay. I have a 6-year old who has less temper tantrums than her. And all of these temper tantrums is when she doesn't get her way. To me, I will always believe this, you guys, and this is a very controversial opinion, but this is what I do. There are some people who do not belong on YouTube. There are some people who they just don't, YouTube is not the place for them. It's just not. Um they need to take, they just don't need to be a part. They can go on panels or whatever, but having a channel is wrong. When you, for someone like her who can't obviously control herself when she's angry and can't control the things that come out of her mouth, um to me, one day she's going to say something really bad, you guys. I'm telling you. One day she's going to say something really bad, and it's really going to cause a lot for her. She's not going to like the outcome of it. You have to be careful when you're saying these things. And dirty deleting does not mean it doesn't exist. Every time you dirty delete, don't think that there's not somebody out there who didn't screen record. Somebody out there has it on screen record. Everything that you've dirty deleted, trust and believe somebody has it. Somebody does. Where are her mental? That's what I'm saying. It just seems like, when you have these kinds of things going on, the best thing to do is, it's just, to me, YouTube is not the place for her, but she has gained a lot from YouTube. You know what I'm saying? As long as the community is making everything about her, I feel like Mrs. P is fine. So if Natasha just would have said, okay, forget about my aunt, forget about everything that's going on, it's all about you, Mrs. P, she would be fine right now. That's not a person that isn't aware of what she's doing. Okay? That's a person who knows exactly what she's doing. And to me, she hops from community and community, from community to community, to see how far she can get with that community, because if I'm not mistaken, she has a couple PayPals. I know that she has, is it a GoFundMe, you guys, or PayPal, where she's asking people to donate to her vacation fund so her and her husband can go on vacation. This woman knows what she's doing. Okay? She does. I'm going to go up a little bit. Sorry to those if I missed your comment. Okay. She's a ticking time bomb, Jennifer W. says. They were doing awesome, even including her in chat. I'm so proud of them. Right. Everyone has lost people close to them. You don't bring up your pain when someone is just going through it. Exactly, Lynn. Exactly. What the fuck? Losing someone isn't a contest. Sorry. Yes, I was yelling. That kind of stuff really ticks me off. Right, Goose? It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad if you guys have been paying attention. See, I'm not sure or if anyone told you that she stated 2 times that she bought subs and dares someone to do anything about it. Did you see how she looked when she said she hated someone with, yes, I did. I think you guys, I think Natasha's doing right by ignoring her, and I know Natasha will continue to, because Natasha got a lot going on. If it could become something serious, Natasha may address her or send a cease and desist. Okay, because you can't do stuff like that. But like I said, she has not only talked about Natasha too. Natasha's been really getting at Natasha and her community, but she's talked about other creators too. And All I'm saying is if she's bold enough to talk about other creators, then she can sit there and take it when other creators talk about her. You can't do that shit. This is YouTube. Okay? Put your big girl panties on. And if you can't handle it, then get the fuck out. Because this has gone really above and beyond. The things that she's saying are very, very hurtful. And to me, the only person that she's really, really upset with is herself, because she knows how good she had it in Natasha's community. But in the same sense, enough is enough. You made your point. How much longer are you going to keep going on and keep dragging this? Well, I'll tell you how much longer. For as long as it takes, you guys. Until she gets monetized, until she starts thinking that she's where Natasha is, this will continue. I'm just telling you guys right now. And I think the only way it's going to stop is if somebody's serious, and hopefully the people that she talks about will be serious with her. It's very triggering for me. I had to stop watching her. I suffer with mental illness. I'm sorry, Haley. Yeah, don't watch her. Don't watch her if it's triggering. And it's, to a certain extent it's triggering for me, but it's only triggering for me because I'm an empath. So I feel bad for other people. I feel bad for other people who have done whatever they could to show her support. And here she is just giving everyone a big fuck you. And they've done nothing wrong to her. I've never seen anything like this before. Never. And I understand that she has a mental disability. I get it. But this does not excuse that. Her mental disability does not excuse this type of behavior. If you're going to spew this much hate, YouTube is not the place for you. If you're going to get offended over everything that somebody says, if you're literally going to get offended because you get up on your panel and you're talking about other creators and you're bashing other creators and you're talking about their community, okay? If you got the balls to come up on your panel and say that shit, well, you better have the balls to sit there and take it when other creators respond back to you. Maybe they won't, but maybe they will. And you cannot scream harassment when somebody responds to your lies. You can't do that. You can do it, but there's nothing you're going to be able to do when people respond. Nothing. Now, I have more than empathy. That's why I told you guys I grew up with the mentally challenged. My mother was a nurse. I know how that works. I have more than empathy for anybody who has any kind of mental disabilities, mental challenge, whatever. I have nothing but empathy for people like that. However, that doesn't make her behavior excusable. Her mental disability does not excuse the hate that she is spewing every fucking day. Every day. I've literally heard this lady say that she hopes people die. Enough is enough. And I don't have any reason to get on here and lie. And just because I'm sitting here talking about it does not mean I'm harassing her either. But because people are calling her out, it's harassment. No. It's called you're a creator. And guess what? You keep saying, my channel, my rules, get out of my community. If you're going to say this, get out of my community. This is my channel, blah, 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 blah. You can't do, okay. If that's what you're going to say, well, guess what? When you're slandering people, okay, this is my channel. I'll talk about what I want to talk about, okay? Don't come to my chat accusing me of anything, because this is my channel and I can talk about whatever I want to talk about. So you take your ass over there to your channel and you talk about what you want to talk about. But just know you're wrong. There is not even a smidgen of hope that she is right in any of this. I'm big on giving people the benefit of the doubt. It's one of my biggest flaws, to be honest with you, because I try so hard to look at people in a different light. I try so hard to say, well, maybe this is why. Maybe this is why. I'm actually trying not to be like that so much. You want to know why? Because it doesn't do anything but get me in trouble. When people show you how they are, believe them. Believe them. When people show you, like, one time I had to get rid of a couple mods because I seen things that I didn't like. And and I'm cool with this person. Okay. She's calling me her friend. She's always in my chat. As soon as I unmodded her, never fucking seen her again. Now, not only is that fake, but how can I sit here and give that person the benefit of the doubt? How? If you're my friend and we're cool and I unmodded you because I just didn't think that you wanted to be here. So if I unmod you and plus I'm going through my own shit, if you're my friend, why would you stop coming in? You get it? So how can I give that girl the benefit of the doubt? And even though I'm sitting there like, well, maybe this, maybe that. No, there is no benefit of the doubt. You're fake as fuck, dude. That's it. Mrs. P, I hope and pray that this woman finds some kind, I don't think she's, well, you would have to be a little bit unhappy to spew that much hate, right? Exactly. I'm a Clover. You would have to be unhappy to spew that much hate. But it seems like when she's doing her coloring, and I'm pretty sure I've seen I'm a Clover say that there is a coloring community, right? When you can spew that much hate, you try to, I'm sure even her counselors probably tell her, the doctors tell her, do things that make you happy, So I hope that she starts immersing herself into things that make her happy. And coloring is content. Okay, just like I'm a Clover said, there's a community of coloring, people who color. So do that. Quit getting on your channel bashing people. Quit getting on your channel making up lie after lie after lie. Enough is enough. Like, the shit's getting old. She may have issues, and I completely understand. I deal with bipolar depression, but it is the way you deal with it. She is not as off as people give her credit. Darn it. Hold on. Sorry. Where'd that go? Darn it. No, I'm going to go over here. Sorry. I'm going to take it over here. Okay. Brandy says she may have issues, and I completely understand. I deal with bipolar depression, but it is the way you deal with it. She is not as off as people give her credit for. It's became an obsession, and not in a good way. Absolutely. Absolutely. I 100% agree, Brandy. That poor guy she harassed before, the Portland A guy, because the same town she showed up at least once where he was. She harassed him a lot and said horrible things about his then girlfriend. Now hit. Wow. I can't stand liars, phonies, pushes my buttons like crazy. I know, Goose, I'm the same way. I'm trying to get help, but so much is so expensive. Insurance won't hardly pay for anything. I can't believe how expensive. Like, I've done TMS before and it helped, but now insurance won't pay. Yeah, it's getting hard when it comes to that kind of stuff, Haley. I know exactly what you're talking about. These people use the ER and psych wards inappropriately and use beds as vacations, and it's costly and challenging for the staff. Hence, DVT was created. Wow. I know, but when you're a creator, you need to hold accountability 100%. Why can't I view that? Anyways, I'm not going to say his full name, I promise, and I won't use even abbreviated name. Thanks for reminding. Hey, Daniel. Hey, Lisa Lane. She was relentless with Portland, and you can ask him on his channel. He ignored her and she kept obsessing and harassing. Oh, really? Now, see, I would think if you would ignore, then it would stop. Someone said in a comment that she used to stand on the corner to talk to Portland Andy. I don't know if that's true. Oh my gosh. I need to watch what happened with Andy Portland because I was not around then. Yeah, I don't really know that much about it. Thank you, Brooke. You're so sweet. I don't know much about that. All I know is what I'm seeing now. What I'm seeing I don't like. Hey, Mama Bear 72. It is odd she is using his name. It is. That is, yeah. I wonder what, I have to do some research on that. I wonder what the obsession was with that. Say the drama, yes, give us the scoop. Absolutely. DBT groups have 4 components: learn, mindfulness, interpersonal relationships, distress tolerance, and emotion regulation. They are skill sets that are taught. Yeah, and I personally need to go back to counseling. I think counseling is good for everybody, and I do go to counseling. You know what I'm saying? Me and my babe. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm talking about for myself. I just feel like, this woman is a ticking time bomb. I think she, in my opinion, and I hope and pray that I'm wrong, I think she's obsessed with Natasha. I do. I think that there's an obsession there. I feel like a lot of ways she tries to act just like her. Even when she says my channel, my rules, she didn't come up with that on her own, you guys. She got that from Natasha. Because Natasha says that. She don't say it as often as Mrs. P does. Natasha doesn't say it that often, but it just seems like, Natasha was crying the other day. She gets on her channel and starts crying. I really feel like a lot of the things that she does coincides with how Natasha acts. And I hope that it doesn't get I don't think it could get any worse than this, but yeah, it can. And I don't want it to get there. So that's why it's very important I feel like Natasha, obviously, this needs to be taken seriously. And now she's back in the queen. I'm like, oh geez. I've never seen tears run down Mrs. Portland's face. Yeah, I've never either. Like, I haven't. I mean, I'm saying, watching her, it looks she I don't know what to say because she's sounding like she's crying, but there's no tears coming down her face. So you're not crying. You may be a little bit pissed off, okay, because her face will be red sometimes, but you're not crying. You know what I mean? They have an intense fear of abandonment. So she felt abandoned by NC. Although I understand the decision NC had to make. Absolutely, because the thing is that NC wasn't going to push her out of the community. Mrs. P chose to leave the community. And then she started talking really badly about Natasha and Natasha's aunt, Natasha's kids, and then she started talking so badly about Natasha's community. That's when Natasha said, "You are not welcome back here." But Natasha never told Mrs. P, "Get out of here, don't come back, blah, 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 blah." You know what I'm saying? All she said was, if you want to complain about something, go over to your own channel and do it. Don't do it in my chat, because right now I'm talking about my aunt and my, traumatic situation that I'm going through. You don't have the right to be in my chat taking attention away from me and what I'm trying to talk about. And that's when Mrs. P got upset. She threw a hissy fit. She went on her channel and started bashing the fuck out of Natasha. And then that's when Natasha said, "This is it." And to be honest with you, it took a couple days for Natasha to say that, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it will get worse, as she has the ability to change. It must come from a serious places. Empathy starts rising in grits. It's really hard for me to see on here. Hold on. I'm going to look over here. I'm on my iPad. Center places empathy starts rising in girls age of 13, and she lacks that. She can feel sympathy, but not empathy. Right. I can agree with that too. No, there isn't. About 10 years ago, I was getting bullied at work. Took it 6 years. I finally had to get therapy. It got to be too much. Yeah, honeybee, I was severely bullied in high school, so I know how that is. I probably should have gotten therapy for it, but I didn't. I've gotten through it, but I still have, like, there's a lot of emotion there from going through it, because it was very traumatic for me. I feel like some were giving too much empathy and others have nada. Right. Mrs. P News, Mrs. P new name, Dirty Diana. I understand. Honeybee, I understand, sweetie. And you go as long as you need. Yes, absolutely. After NC said that she was live minutes later, saying she don't care about her dead aunt, NC did nothing to deserve that. No, she didn't. I agree. I've lost at least 5 friends to the S word, and none of them reached out to anyone beforehand for help. No one knew what they were going through. I agree, Tamara. And see, that's the thing. Like, that's why I feel like, in a lot of ways, it's on dangerous grounds, because even though the things that Mrs. P is doing is wrong, the people who are calling her out, including myself right now, we're not lying. She's the one who's lying. She's the one that keeps lying on other people. And at the end of the day, because you're lying on other people and you're saying horrible and awful things, people also need to take other people's feelings into consideration. But I feel like people aren't doing that because they're not able to look past Mrs. P saying she has a mental disability. That's an excuse for everything, but it's not an excusable thing. Just because she has a mental disability doesn't make it okay, the things that she's doing. That's wrong. And you saying these mean and hurtful things, you don't know how that's affecting other people. People are like almost forgetting that this woman is getting on her channel bashing people. People are forgetting that other people have feelings too. So everyone else is supposed to just disregard their feelings because she has a mental disability? No, it doesn't work like that. Everyone's feelings have to be taken into consideration, and nobody is thinking about that. I think that's my biggest issue. Quit making it like, Mrs. P is some vulnerable flower because she has a mental disability. If you're that vulnerable, then get the fuck off YouTube, because people are going to say things that are going to upset you. People are going to call you out when you're lying on them. They just are. It's not right. You don't do that to people. And that's what bothers me. It's the lies. It would, it would be different if she was just getting on her channel and screaming. Okay? That's different. But when you're telling lie after lie after lie, and so many people have sat back and observed how good this woman was treated, even after all of the hurtful things that she said, people were still like, no, Mrs. P, please don't do this. We don't want you to leave. That's not right. And I have to stand up for what's right. I have to stand up for things that bother me. Okay? I would want somebody to do the same for me. And no, people might not do the same for me, but guess what? I'm going to get good karma coming my way because I stand up for the shit that I believe in. Always. How I stand up for people saying the N-word, racism, homophobia, all kinds of stuff. I stand up for that stuff, and I always will. I'm not attacking her. I'm not harassing her. I'm not trying to make her upset. The woman's been upset for fucking 2 weeks now. Okay? It's not me who's making her upset. I'm not trying to do that. All I'm trying to say is do your thing. Do your thing and quit freaking getting on your channel and bashing people. If you don't want people to talk about you, quit talking about other people. It's really simple, actually. It's really simple. I'm glad you're speaking up and being respectful about it. Thank you, Save the Drama. I appreciate that. I'm on psych meds and have drank alcohol too. I know. I don't do it much. But I have tried to numb the pain, but I know. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that because it's not good for you and something back. Just don't do that, please. There are plenty out there who would appreciate people loving them like that. Who would love for a community to accept them and give them exactly, because she did a lot to Natasha prior, and Natasha welcomes her back with open arms. And if you had a problem with Natasha, okay, well then you just go about your merry little way and she'll go about hers. But for the past week now, it's been nothing but fucking toxic chaos. That's all it's been. She will always not a life coach says she will always overreact, knee jerked. Hold on. Knee jerk react and use polarizing language. Like always, never constantly. She makes sweeping generalizations and judges harshly. She does. She really, really does. And like I said, I hope this new community, whether they're bots, whether they're not, I have no idea. I hope this new community understands that when she's spewing hate like this, she doesn't even listen to them when they're in the comment section. She'll literally be there on her live, screaming and yelling, saying how much she can't stand people, talking mostly about Natasha and Natasha's community. And her new people in the chat will literally be trying to uplift her and say, Mrs. P will be like, no, nobody loves me. Nobody cares about me. And people in the chat will be like, we love you, Mrs. P. We want you to do great, blah, 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 blah. She don't give a fuck about what they're saying. She don't care. You want to know why? Because nobody in that chat is benefiting her at all. Nobody in that chat benefited her like the other community that she was a part of. Now, if they're saying that with cha-ching, that's different. This woman knows what she's doing. She don't give a fuck about people who are trying to uplift her and telling her how great she is in her comment section. She don't even care. She don't care. And when you are listening to this and a lot of the people in the chat are also egging her on, you're enabling this horrible, toxic, bad behavior. And that's the last thing she needs. That's the last thing she needs. Yes, Lynn is the sweetest. Also, we don't know her mental health and don't need to know. Not our business. Not doubting that she doesn't have any mental health issues, but I also know people who can use it for attention. Exactly, Daniel. I agree. There's some people who we don't know what all we know is what she tells us, right? We don't know exactly what she's going through. And he's right. It's none of our business. But at the same time, it seems like there's obviously some kind of mental disability there. And if there is, or if there isn't, it doesn't matter. This behavior is inexcusable, period. Oh, good grief. Community post saying someone doxed my father's full name. Don't know if I will feel safe going live anymore. She doxed her own father more than once this week posting pics. Exactly. I feel like she looks for a reason to have an outburst. She does. She does. I feel like she uses that for content, obviously. Julie, I have that whole live and not one person said her dad's name. She's lying, you guys. She keeps lying constantly. That's what's pissing me off. If she was just going on her channel yelling, I probably wouldn't say anything. But because she's lying and I blatantly have watched this woman for months and, seen how she was thriving in Natasha's community, and now I see how she's acting now, it's like, quit lying. Nobody doxed her father. Nobody did. She keeps saying people are threatening her, sending her emails. That's a fucking lie. I don't believe her. I want to see the email. I want to see the email where people are harassing you. It's bullshit. Just stop. And the first person she's accusing, now she won't say Natasha's name. It's that other creator. That other creator. And then you have people in the chat. She's this, she's that. Oh, and you're egging her on. You're egging on this kind of behavior. And this is wrong. This is wrong. Yeah, I want to see the receipts. Her is a mod now for her. Who? Her husband is a mod. Oh, her husband is a mod. She has a team and needs to access those professionals. I agree. Haley, it depends on the meds and the doses. You can certainly ask your doctor, and to be honest, because if you are going to drink, they could accommodate that with meds if you don't have a drinking problem. Yes, that's true too. Highly intellectual, not a life coach. Are you a doctor or a nurse maybe? You know a lot. Hi, Francisca. Hopefully I said your name right. Or is it Francisco? I need to get new glasses, you guys. I need to get new contacts and whatnot. My autocorrect screwed that up. I tried to say the people she sent coloring pages to are now sending her hateful emails about the pages. Yeah, she's saying that people are threatening her with emails. That's a lie. I don't believe her. I want to see the receipts. I was a therapist for about 20 years. Oh, that's awesome. Experience with mad. I don't know. I want to do, and everyone to listen and dog. She is also the one who put me on Evian, and that I cannot get off. Tried detox, was absolutely horrible. I think I did have Evian before after I lost my mom. Rashida, just fine. Teaya. If she wants to be on channels, be nice, but doesn't need to be. I agree, honeybee. Yeah, she said she sent pictures and then people would message her the next day and say how horrible. Oh my God, are you serious? That is such a lie. She posted. Hold on, I gotta go up. She posted her dad's gravestone on her community page and her dad's name was on it. Yep, I would assume it was something like that. Just like she said, people doxed her child and people were going out there maliciously putting out information with her child. She's the one who put it out there. She's the one who told the story. Like, are you serious? She's the one who did it. Hold on. Don't give her attention because all the attention, good or bad, it's the good in her books. Right. I'm going to have to read it through here because I can't find it. Lynn says, I've seen a lot of pain and horrible stories in the chat. So I want to say this. You are cared about. If you need help, please go to therapy. It's okay. Nothing wrong with it. And we're here as well. Yes, absolutely. Lynn is a sweetheart. And sorry I missed that comment. But yes, you are loved. And whatever kind of situation you're going through, especially if things are triggering by watching Mrs. Portland, first of all, stop watching her, for one. And for two, definitely get the help you need, seek the help that you need. I'm sure that my mods are dropping 1-800 numbers in the chat. So if you need any help, make sure that you reach out, and we love you and we're all here for each other. And someone take away her community tab, sweeping. Lord, please. I still haven't seen her put a gel pen to a page yet. Just saying. Jennifer, she has been but the problem is that they never have enough to hold them. And see, here's the thing. I know that a lot of people think, just ignore her. Just ignore her. That is easier said than done, you guys. Now, me as a creator, I'm always going to call people out. I tell you guys all the time. That's why I wanted to add commentary to my channel, because I have something to say to the world, and I like holding people accountable for their actions. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're a creator, you just have to be careful with the things that you say and do. But in the same sense, it is so hard to ignore somebody who's blatantly lying. It's very hard. And the people who do it, they know. Like, Mrs. P, she's smart. So she knows that even the negative attention is better than no attention. Okay. Negative or positive, it doesn't matter. She just wants the attention. Okay. Even if it's negative attention, it's people are still giving her attention because she's constantly lying. Like I said, this woman knows what she's doing, and a lot of people are not giving her enough credit. That's also what makes me upset. However, ignoring is easier said than done. Now, if you want to respond to this woman, fine. Make sure, especially when you're dealing with somebody like her, make sure you stick to the facts. Okay. You're not going to want to lie on her, or do the same thing that she's doing. Stick to the facts. Do not bash or bully her, because if you're talking about her looks, if you're talking about things, you are bullying her. You know what I'm saying? Even though she does it, she talks about people's looks. She's constantly saying derogatory, mean, desperate things about Natasha. Okay. So if Natasha wanted to throw in a couple, I don't blame her for that. If she wanted to throw in a couple, you're this and look at you, I don't blame her for that, because she's been literally bashing Natasha's looks all week. Okay. Saying the F word and all that kind of stuff. And it's wrong. But if you're going to hold her accountable as a creator, just like I said, stick to the facts. Do not bash her as far as making fun of her in any way, shape, or form. Just stick to, what I'm trying to do. Stick to the lies that she continuously tells. There's so much to talk about with this woman. You don't need to talk about anything else. You really don't. You really, really don't. All you got to do is stick to talking about everything that she keeps doing over and over and over again. I'm being doxxed. It's constantly she's being doxxed. When this woman tells everything about her life, this woman tells you when she has motherfucking doctor's appointments, okay? She tells everything. Nobody's doxing her. And everything, sorry, but when you put information out there, people, if you put it out there, if you put your personal information out there and people catch you in a lie, people are going to talk about it. Sorry, that's just the way it works. You are a creator now, Mrs. P. You are a creator who has a growing channel. And the things that you say, you are responsible for. And if you're talking about people and you're bashing people, get ready, because they're going to do the same to you. And hopefully they don't do as bad as what you're doing right now. Haley, I'm sure they have trained people on the line that will talk to you. I don't think they call cops unless needed. Many need an ear to listen to, and they have people for that. Yes, absolutely. They have 1-800 numbers for that. Just, reach out. Just know that you're cared for. You're loved. And you're always welcomed here. You're right. We should call her out, but only with words. Exactly. Only with words. And there's no reason to make fun of her or say any derogatory things about her, because there's too much that this woman does. You don't have to talk about her looks. You just don't. Even though she does it. But that doesn't mean that you have to stoop that low, Right. Absolutely. I agree, Don. Like, she's been literally bashing her look. So, if, like I said, if she wants to throw in something, I'm just saying it's hard to ignore lies. It's hard to, when people are lying about you, it is very, very hard to turn your back and pretend like it's not happening. And, you know, I hope that people stop, because I feel like this is exactly what she wants. More people calling her out so she can keep having content. But in the same sense, it's not worth it. Am I going to get on my channel and talk about her every day? No. But I will hold her accountable when she's doing things like what she's doing. It's starting to get out of hand. It's like a ticking time bomb right in front of my face. And all I can do is try to be the voice of reason and say, go be positive, do your coloring. You want to feel pretty, do your makeup. You do a great job at that. You do, the best of your ability to make yourself happy. Do positive things and do things that's going to make you and your subscribers happy. Okay. But sitting there spewing hate every single time you go live is ridiculous, and it's starting to get toxic and out of hand. It's time to stop the shit. You're hurting a lot of people's feelings, and your feelings are not the only thing that matters, Mrs. P. Other people's feelings matter too. You're not the only one whose feelings matter. And if you're going to get on your channel and bash people, they have a right to respond. As a creator, or whatever it is they choose to do as a creator, just know that. And if it's something you don't think that you can handle, maybe YouTube is not the place for you. Her subs and mods are getting aggravated. Mrs. Portland, her new ones. Stop blocking people, etc. Be positive, not name shaming people. Exactly. And another thing too, there will be people who are literally just go into her that will literally just go into her comment section and ask a question. And if it's a question that she doesn't like, block them. I don't want you in my community. This is my channel. I can do it. Come on now. There are people who are literally just go in there and say, well, why do you keep talking about her? And she'll literally say, get out of my community. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous. She has told she has no friends, family don't care for her. And I'm sorry if that's the case. Nobody can make people get off of YouTube. I'm not saying that I feel like she should take a break, but that's my opinion. And I'm sure she's not going to listen to me. Other people have said it too. But if you're going to stay here on YouTube, why not move on and quit spewing so much hate? Do your coloring, because you're amazing at that. Why would you continue to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again? We get it. We get it. You hate Natasha. We get it. You hate this creator and that creator. Okay, we get it. Now stop. Move on with your life. Of course she is. Of course. I'm a Clover because you're a caring, compassionate person who really wants to see people change. Absolutely. I want to see Mrs. P thrive the way that she was when she was a part of Natasha's community. And unfortunately, she messed that up. But, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. But if you're constantly spewing, hey, I don't know what you think is going to come from that. What's your end goal here? I don't think she has an end goal. But just stop. Enough is enough. Haley, if you need someone to talk to, I'd be happy to talk to you anytime. Absolutely. She bashed Kim and Crafton, Dorothy, Merv, everybody. It seems like every creator she's had a problem with. That's not good. You guys are awesome. Much love. And you're awesome too. I do want her to succeed, but I get so mad at her. Then she puts on sad face, and I feel so bad for even thinking bad about her. Yeah, I get it. Now, see, I am not that way. Like, she's never done anything to me personally. I'm sure I don't care what she says about me. I don't care. But the point is, because she doesn't like anybody who has an opinion. But I've seen what she did, and I completely understand why Natasha would never let her back, because you can't keep putting even, as a creator, you have a responsibility, and you can't keep putting yourself nor the people, your loyal supporters, you don't want to put them through that, because it's very obvious that it's just going to continue to happen. And to me, it's just going to get worse every single time. Because the more, you let somebody get away with something, they continue, but it just gets worse and worse and worse. So I can honestly understand why people would just, I can understand why Natasha doesn't want her back, and I wouldn't have her back either. You can't inflict that kind of pain upon the people who are so good to you. You don't want to put them through that as a creator. Like, I would never put my community, whatever, through that. I would never ever have that woman in my community. Like, I would be nice to her if she was nice to other people. Yeah, I would be nice to her, but she's not nice. She's just not nice. And if you're not nice, people aren't going to be nice to you. she she hasn't me either, really. I don't jive with what she did to Tasha and others. And you're right, which is understandable. Teaya, you need to Facebook page for your channel or something. I do I do have a Facebook page. Let me put it up for you guys before I end this. See, I always say, "Oh, I'm not going to be on here long." Okay. And then I end up being on here long. It always happens. Hold on, let me find it. It's been a while since I put it up. Here it is. Yeah. You guys can go on my Facebook. And I will start being more active on there too. I'll start being more active. But yes, follow me on Facebook. That would be so awesome if you guys did that, and we can all talk a lot more. And on my community tab, pay attention to my community tab. I talk a lot on there too. But you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you're here tomorrow for the domestic violence, the DV live. You're not supposed to say that. It's going to be something that I feel like everyone needs to be a part of. If you have a story of DV and you feel courageable enough to talk about it, please get in touch with me on Facebook, because I would be more than willing to speak with you. There's a couple people that I'm waiting for, but I don't know if they're going to or not. And that's okay, because the things that they've been through, I don't know for sure if they really are ready to publicly talk about it. But that's not going to be the last live I do about DV. I really want to bring awareness about it, and your story could help somebody else. So we will be talking about that tomorrow. But I appreciate you guys all for coming here and listening to me vent and rant. I really didn't want to have to, and I tried to be as nice as I possibly could, but this woman is like a ticking time bomb, and you can only take so much. You can only take so much of watching somebody lie over and over and over again. At some point, it's time. I just hope and pray that this woman, hey, Coach Rex, I just hope and pray that this woman finds positivity, spreads positivity. She's so amazing at coloring. I hope that she does something with that instead of constantly spewing hate, because I watch this woman lie continuously, and it is so, so infuriating. So hang in there to all the rest of you guys, to those of you that are part of Natasha's community. I appreciate you guys being here. It means a lot to me. You could have been anywhere listening to anybody vent, but you chose to listen to me, and I appreciate that with all my heart. I will be on here tomorrow. I hope to see you guys all here. It's not going to be a live. I'm canceling. It's not going to be an easy live to do, but sometimes I have to cancel lives. It's just depending upon my schedule, but my schedule is clear tomorrow. So it'll be, I think, at 10 or 11, one or the other. So I hope to see you guys here. Follow me on Facebook. Setting my reminder. Thank you guys so much. I love y'all. You guys are amazing. Like I said, if you do have a story that you feel courageable enough to tell, please reach out to me. Thank you, body, mind, and spirit. I love that name. Y'all are awesome. And just try your best to ignore her. I know it's not easy, but you know, just try. I know it's not easy. Especially like I'm a Clover. She calls her out very in a classy way. So there's so many channels out there that brings awareness. If you happen to be a sub or you come across this channel, you catch the replay and you are a sub, a new sub to Mrs. P, just know we're not bashing her. We had nothing but the best of intentions for her when she was a part of Natasha's community. But she's saying some very horrible, hurtful, awful lies, and enough is enough. You guys have an amazing night. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, that's it. I love y'all. And thanks for being here. I appreciate y'all, and it means a lot. It really does. And do your best to ignore her. It's not going to be easy, but just, she's not worth it. She's really not. But this woman knows what she's doing. Please understand that. That's the one thing. If y'all don't take away anything from this, understand that woman knows what she's doing. She's a smart woman. And that's a compliment, Mrs. P. All right. I love y'all. I will see you guys tomorrow. Sleep well, whatever time it is. I hope you have an amazing rest of your night. And I love you guys. Let me go ahead and find my thing, the outro. All right. I love y'all.